Something you've probably been taught in your Christian walk is to take your thoughts captive. But has anybody ever taught you how to do that? Do you know how to do that? Because I've heard that so many times over the last probably 10 years, and I didn't understand. I know it's something we're supposed to do, but how do we do that? So let's look at that verse. It is 2 Corinthians 10:5, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. So again, that's telling us to do it. All the thoughts that you have that you shouldn't have, maybe about other people or about yourself, things that you shouldn't be thinking, things you don't want to think about, we are supposed to take those thoughts and put them in submission to God, to just fully give them over to Him. But again, how do we do that? So let's look at the verses before, and we're going to read 3, 4, and then we'll read 5 again. 3 says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ." So that is telling us right there that this war that we're fighting is not a physical war. We are fighting a spiritual war. The weapons that we have to use are not physical weapons. They are spiritual. We cannot physically hold our thoughts, tie them up, and give them over to God Himself. We can't do that. That's a physical thing. We're thinking physically. Our weapons are spiritual. And one of the biggest spiritual weapons that we have is our words. Okay? So I have learned recently, over the past few months, how to capture thoughts and give them to God. So whenever you're having that thought that you shouldn't have or you don't want to have, physically say out loud, speak to the thought itself. Thoughts, I capture you, I bind you, and I am giving you straight to Jesus. God, take these thoughts from me. I give them to you. You have to speak to the thing, okay? We have to speak to our thoughts and say, I bind you. I capture you. The Bible itself uses the word, captivity, bring into captivity. That's what you're doing. You are telling it, I capture you, and now I am giving you to God. Hope that helps.